Over the last few years, we have been adding more and more flowers into our veg garden. And this year in particular, we have noticed how much we have enjoyed seeing all the flowers and how much more inviting they have made this space. So in this video, I'm going to share 6 of my favourite flowers that I will always grow in our veg garden. Sunflowers are one of my favourite flowers to have in the veg garden. We plant them at the back of our beds so that they don't create too much shade, and they add great structure and bring sunshine to your garden. They also have really deep tap roots, and that means that they can bring water and nutrients up from deep within the soil. And these deep tap roots can help break up hard soil, creating better drainage, and also can help prevent soil erosion. We just love looking at sunflowers, and as you can see, the bees particularly love them as well. And when the flowers are finished, they create a beautiful seed head which can help feed the birds, or we can harvest for ourselves if we'd like. When I was new to gardening, I read something about sunflowers being toxic, so I was afraid to plant them in my veg garden. Now, they can give off some toxic properties, but that only affects certain plants. And we grow lots of things with sunflowers, particularly in our Three Sisters beds where we actually grow beans up the sunflower poles. So in the veg garden, all I do is just leave a bit of a gap from the base of the sunflower before I start planting my vegetables that I want to grow big and strong, and this seems to work just fine. And sunflowers are actually related to both yacon and Jerusalem artichokes that we grow both of in our veg gardens for their delicious tubers. And in another couple of weeks, these plants will start to develop tiny little miniature sunflowers, and the Jerusalem artichokes will be absolutely covered in mini sunflowers. They give a beautiful display. Dahlias give us a stunning display from midsummer, and for us here in the south, they can flower right through the autumn, especially if we deadhead them regularly. They are a great cut flower, and they add such vibrance to the garden, and they come in so many different colours. And if you really needed some food, you can actually eat the tubers of the dahlias if you really wanted to. Marigolds will always have a place in my veg garden, and they were probably the first flower that I ever started growing with vegetables. They are a great companion plant. Their scent can help to deter and confuse certain pests. As a pollinator, they also encourage other beneficial insects, and they can sometimes act as a catch plant, meaning that certain insects might like to eat them rather than your precious vegetables. This particular variety of marigold is quite a small, dainty flower. In our polytunnels, we have a bigger flower head variety, and I discovered last year that they actually make really nice cut flowers as well. Nasturtiums are a great flower for the veg garden, and actually all of the above ground parts of the plant are edible. You can eat the flowers, the leaves, and also the seed heads. They all have a spicy bite and flavour to them. Much like marigolds, nasturtiums will often confuse pests with their scent, and they are also sometimes a catch or a trap crop as well. The bumblebees love the deep nasturtium flowers, and I just love seeing the big fat bumblebees go right into the flower. They give such good colour from early in the season and will often still be going at the end of the summer, as you can see now. And that's often because they've self-seeded so much and have regrown. And there was a gardening expression that I learned when I very first started gardening, and that was that you only have to plant a nasturtium once in your garden, and I can honestly say that is true. I've only ever planted nasturtiums in this area and in my polytunnel for 1 year, and I've had them every single year ever since. Cannas are one of Dan's favourite flowers, and they come in lots of different shapes and sizes. These are tall cannas that add great structure to this area, and they flower from midsummer right in through till the end of summer or even early autumn, depending on the season. Now, much like the dahlias, you can also eat the tuber of the cannas, and there is a particular variety which is Canna edulis, which is the one that is most commonly eaten, and you might recognise a thickening agent called arrowroot, which can actually be made with canna tubers. One of the ways we like to make use of these beautiful cannas is by using their lovely big leaves as plates or to serve food on. But mostly we just love their beautiful big flowers. They just make us smile so much. Chamomile is one of my favourite flowering herbs to grow. Now, it is a little bit late in the season for chamomile, and as you can see, most of the plant is past its best, but I have been harvesting the flowers and drying them since about the middle of May, and we have got lots of dried flower heads to see us through winter for beautiful chamomile tea, which is one of my favourite things for calming and soothing. In the garden, chamomile is also a great companion plant. Much like the others we've talked about, its scent can often confuse certain pests, but it is also loved by lots of beneficial insects like ladybirds and hoverflies, which will eat aphids, and the bees love it as well. In May and June, this plant was just absolutely covered in activity and was buzzing with life. Chamomile is also great planted around fruit trees, as it has antifungal properties as well. So we have some of this in the food forest, but I really must put some focus on spreading it around a lot more because I absolutely love chamomile, and its big array of happy daisy flowers always makes me smile in midsummer when it is in full bloom. The most important thing about all of these flowers that I've talked about today is that they are all loved by the insects and the pollinators, which will benefit our vegetable gardens. And they are also loved by us for their beauty and their colour. And I could keep going with all of my favourite flowers that I love to add into my veg gardens, like roses and lavender and calendula. The 6 flowers that I've shared today are 6 of my absolute favourites though. And I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below about what you love to plant most in your vegetable gardens and why. So please share in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you have, as always, click the thumbs up button, as that really helps to get our video seen by more people. Make sure that you are subscribed to Freedom Forest Life to see more videos like this, and we look forward to catching you here again soon. Thanks for watching. Peace and plants.